Hello and welcome to another episode with the Hunting Hippies. We are in South Africa and we've been getting a lot of requests to do a tour of our fit out, so that's what this video is about. To give you guys some context and history of this Troopy, we bought it back in 2021 and we started traveling Australia in it, stopping and working in different places along the way. So at the time we had an old troop carrier before this one, which had a pretty basic fit out inside of it, and when we bought this one we just moved that fit out into this car. And then along the way we did some big projects on the car. We did the roof conversion ourselves up in Arnhem Land in the middle of 2022. And later, after the roof conversion, we carried on traveling Australia in it, kept the fit out the same. So our bed was sort of at the bottom of the window level. And we had a lot of headspace, which was nice to be able to have heaps of room in the Troopy. As the time went on, we travelled across to Western Australia, and it was all for one big goal, and that was to bring this Troopy to Africa and travel Africa for a long period of time. So in order to do that, we were ditching our boat, which meant we needed to create space in the car for all of our dive gear, all of our fishing gear, and so that meant the fit out had to change completely again. So when we got to Karratha, we parked up for about a year and worked our butts off to afford this trip. And then in that time we just spent renovating the car completely and getting a lot of work done on it. So this is the result of it, and we're pretty stoked with it now. We feel that after a couple of years of traveling in it and doing some fine-tuning, you really know how to customize and personalize the fit out to suit your needs. So with that experience, now we've got this beautiful living space that just works absolutely perfectly for us. So that's the reason for the way we've designed it. And let's take you guys through the Troopy now. Okay, so this is our fit out all set up. We've got our awning out and we've got our pop top up. So it's going to make it very visible for you guys to see how everything works. Starting over here, we have these OGS bags, table. And this here is like a tea towel rack. Okay, moving on to the kitchen. So here I have two kitchen drawers that hold dry stores and food, whatever I choose to put in them. And then up here I have another drawer that also goes pretty long. And then in this one here I have access here and here, which is super handy. All the cooking utensils in there. And then I have access here if I just want to get to these plates and things at the back. Moving on inside, here I've got two drawers, all the little things that you need in clothing, and then this drawer down here is all of my camera gear. So I've actually put some foam on the bottom there, and then I just leave my lens set up. For our big fridge, we have a National Lunar 72 litre, and then the thing that we like about this one is the dual lids. So we can do fridge freezer or fridge, however we want to do it. And then they also have compartments in there, and lots of space, which we need because we do a lot of hunting and harvesting our own meat. Moving down here, so we've used these canvas bags. That's just our cryovac. And then this is wetsuits. So just good use of storage space here. And then in the third section down there we have two pairs of hiking boots. So yeah, you just got to utilize like every little space that you have in this car. So in these compartments here is all of our clothes. This is the top one here. I kind of like put these baskets in. It just makes it easier to organize it, and then shove all the jumpers and jackets up there. And then down here I've got 2 compartments. There's one, so yeah, we just basically have 1 each. So inside here I have my cushion. I can sit here and work at a desk, and the cool thing about this desk is that it pops up and comes to this level, so it's actually like a proper office space. And then under here we have a lot of storage, so yeah, that works really well. We have our recovery gear, our cooker and our lights. So when we want to cook, I just pull these things out. And this is the other part of my kitchen. So now my cooker is on the table and all set up. We bought the Dometic 2-3 Pro cooker and do recommend it. So on this side of the car is where we do most of our living because our awning is on this side. So we went with a product by the brand of Mission 4x4 for our gull windows and the drop-down side table. So this is our drop-down table. We have sink here, collapsible sink. And then this drawer here is for all your dishwashing stuff. And then that's your rack to put your dishes on. It is a good piece of gear. It's also really expensive, but despite what you pay, the sink does not come with the table. You have to go buy that separately. Over here we have our gull windows. This one in particular, we use it for a lot of our living. So it has a lot of electronics, access to filtered water, toiletries and coffee machine. So this here is our water tank gauge. So I press on that, tells me it's full. That's to flick on our inverter. Then we have our voltage. This switch here is for the pump, for the water pump. Some more charging ports. This one we use every night for our lights. And then that one gets used every day for the coffee machine. Coffee machine just goes on the table, plugs in, inverter on, good to go. Now moving on to this gull window. It serves no other purpose other than just access, but it also comes in handy all the time.
This is the spearfishing drawer. So we mapped out what the rough volume of 2 full sets of spearfishing gear were going to be for Chanel and I, and then built a really long drawer to accommodate it all, and then it's getting popped up like that a little bit at the moment. We use this sometimes as a table or just an extra surface, but it takes 3 guns, 2 sets of fins, a couple suits, some belts and bits and pieces. This is a part of the fishing rod storage. I think there's 6 rods in a sheath of PVC that shoots all the way up just inside the wheel guard. Fishing rods don't take up much space, don't let your girlfriend tell you otherwise. This is tackle storage, leader. It's about 14, 15 reels, probably more now. There. All down in the bottom there. And yeah, it's a bit of a chaos hole, but reels always have to go in there. Now that we've bought a boat, hopefully a little bit more storage will get freed up, but we just put our rod holders back up there just to keep some of the thicker butt rods that wouldn't fit in the tube. A lot of the latches and hinges actually just came from eBay or Temu. These poly hinges I think were from Temu. Absolutely nothing wrong with them.
So I showed you guys the bed up already, so now I'm going to demonstrate me pulling the bed down and then like how I climb up into it. Yeah, so that's how much gap I have. So that's like Pretty easy, just put a foot there and one there, and then you're up in the bed area. 5 windows, so they're just Velcro. Facing this way, we've got 2 Sirocco fans.
So in the cab, obviously we're going to be covering some Ks and have covered some Ks in this car through its evolution. So before it got shipped, we did a heap of work to make the cab more comfortable. So we kind of got lucky and picked up a second-hand set of Stratos seats with suspension springs in the bottom of them. It allowed us to put this center console fridge. We've got a 14-in-1 readout, and so that gives us oil pressure, boost, water temp, EGTs, and voltage, and a bunch of other stuff. All that's alarmed and set. So if it starts getting warm or the oil pressure falls out of it, God forbid, then we know. We've got auto strata, cruise control. That was a game changer, or is a game changer. Honestly, probably the best $1,000 I've spent. GME, radio, and Unichip. So we've got a Unichip module in it with 5-stage map, so we can change through from stock through to towing and performance and put some more boost. These I highly rate. Anyone with a cruiser, I'm pretty sure they make them for V8 and whatnot, but they are these removable seat top floor mats, rather. Unique mats. Troopy they're called, and you can get them to match your interior. Under all the vinyl, we've completely sound deadened everything. That makes a massive difference to heat and sound. All of the auto electrical stuff is behind my seat and Chanel's seat. So behind there we have 200 amp hour Enerdrive lithium. In the other cabinet there's a 2800 watt Enerdrive inverter. Runs through a Victron solar connect from the panel on the roof, 40 amp Enerdrive DC charger, and it's all fused. Air compressor is hardwired into a small space in here, and then the compressor cable just lives there, and underneath all of that is all of our wiring and fuse work. In terms of the engine, it's a 1HD FTE. An old girl, she's got 520,000 on her. So last year we did a bunch of preventative maintenance. We did the fuel pump, injectors, injector lines, new turbo, new AC compressor, new condenser dryer, new belts, complete driveline service, blind hot water system in it. It's like a thermostat heat exchanger system that runs on the heater core. So when you put the heater of the car has to be running to put it on full hot, and then we've plumbed it so that we can have a hot shower here. So this is the toolbox on the swing away. In here, it's a bit of organised chaos, but I've got a beehive bag full of too many tools. In terms of battery tools, carry a grinder, an impact, and a drill. We carry a full set of filters and a little bit of spare oil. I can't really take a full change of oil. Lots of stainless bits and pieces, washers, and various assortment of nuts, bolts, screws, fuses, all sorts of stuff, the spare wiring and wiring gear, multimeters. Certainly comes in handy. I mean, there's always something that needs fixing or modifying or maintaining or screwing up or screwing down. In terms of suspension, it has constant load terrain tamer parabolic springs in the back. They've been great. The awning that we are running and have been running for probably going on 3.5 years now is this ostrich wing awning. I think they're brought into Australia from South Africa by Big Country 4x4, and we have not had an issue. Honestly, cannot fault it. It's starting to show its age here and its use just by some of the seams coming off, but I mean they're all glued and sewn, and structurally like pretty hard to fault. Yeah, if anyone's looking for an awning, I couldn't recommend this enough.
On here we have our tyre bag. We use it as a rubbish bag, and it's got like a zip pocket in the front, so you just unclip, access your rubbish and more storage there. We've had it for about 3 years. You can see the brand here. We don't rate it. It's pretty much fallen apart on us, but it's working and we keep running it. So that's the thing that you got to do with your gear. You just got to run it until it pretty much falls off or can't function at all anymore. Otherwise, you don't stop spending on these things. That's probably a wrap. The full tour of our troop carrier and how we live and function out of this. It's set up exactly the way it is because we live out of it absolutely full time. And if you're just looking for something to take away with you on your weekends or every now and then for a trip, I wouldn't recommend going to this extent like we have. But certainly for living out of it full time, it's the right setup for us.